G'day and welcome back to the channel. On this episode, we're in day 5 of isolation. So this episode, I'm going to show you how to upgrade the headlights on your classic Mini. Alright, so I took the old headlight out. See you later, that can go pretty much in the bin unless someone wants to buy it. Now they do have these securing rings around the headlights. They do have little plastic clips and screws that hold it on. So this is what attaches to the headlight, and then the headlight then attaches to the bracket behind here. So it'll only go on one way. So make sure that when you take it off, you get it in the right position. It also has 2 adjustment screws at the top and at the side, so that will do your aim, so your level up and down, and it will depend where the beam is situated. So depending on what side of the car you drive on and what side of the road you also drive on in the country. Here in Australia, we drive on the left hand side of the road, so we want the left hand side to be lit up, whereas in the States, for instance, driving on the right hand side of the road, you want the right hand side of the road to be lit up. That way you can see anything that's going to be jumping out at you. So we know it goes like this. Now we just need to work out which way the high and low beam goes. So a really good way to know is just to connect it to your original plugs, switch the low beam on, and then we can see which one is low beam and then which is going to be high beam. So not sure if you can hear, I'm sure you probably can, that buzzing sound. That's just the LED globe that's warming up. It does have a giant resistor on the back. Where did I put it? Just here. So it's got this little heat sink fan at the back, and that's what that noise is, the fan making that buzzing noise. So we're just going to grab this, I'm just going to plug it in, and we'll just figure out which is low beam. Try not to get blinded at the same time. Alright, cool. So as you can see, all the bottom is completely lit up. So that's going to be our low beam, and the big one's going to be the high beam. So we know which way the headlight is going to face inside the car. Alright, so now we've attained which way the headlight goes. We know which way the ring goes, we just now have to mount the ring on there. So as you can see, the 2 adjustment clips, one is at the 12 o'clock position, the other one is at the 9 o'clock position. So it's essentially going to sit on here, something along these lines. On the back of the headlight itself, it does have little points in which we'll screw and attach to the fitting. It depends what sort of fitting you have, what sort of car it's going on, what sort of ring it is. They are a universal fit from my understanding. So this exact headlight fits different cars like the Toyota Troopy, Land Rovers, all that old school style of stuff, especially old classic Minis. So we'll grab the clips now and we'll put the old clips back on, secure it, and then we can install the headlight. So you've got to make sure that when you're doing this job, you get new rings if you don't have the old ones available to you. Otherwise, there is no way to attach the headlight to the vehicle. Now these headlights can range anywhere from about $100 to several $100s for the pair, just depending on what you want it to do. I think they're called RGBs from memory, red, green, blue, or something crazy like that. So it just depends. But before you go and install these, if they do have multicolored lights available in them, make sure you check with your state laws as to what you can actually have. The last thing you want to be doing is fitting something to your vehicle in which is deemed illegal and then finding out through getting pulled over and a giant fine in the mail. Alright, cool. So we have it in there like this. Alright, 2.0. We have it attached. Now I did have to use longer screws because the new fittings needed to be on more of an angle, so that's no drama. So long as you got longer screws, you should be right to fit it. So let's put all this back in, refit it, and test it to make sure the headlight works. Alright, so that's low beam and that's high beam. That's heaps better. So it's actually lighting up properly where it should be, not just bouncing off all over the shop. Alright, so we will pull apart the other side, change it over, get it matching, reassemble it and see how it looks. Now here's Tomo's tech tip. When you are installing headlights, do not touch the adjustment for the height until you are finished. So not only the height, but also where it decides to aim. The easiest way to aim headlights is to drive up to a flat brick wall, for instance in a car park, where it's a completely flat ground, do all your tire pressures, drive up there and see where it's aiming. If one is higher than the other, bring one up and one down, or one down, depending how it is, and get them to adjust. Once you've got them in line with each other, set it and then leave it. Alright, so we've got them both in. Let's test it, make sure they work. Alright, low beam, and then we just check high beam. Perfect. Alright, so judging by this, just roughly on my toolbox, like I was saying before, when you install headlights, you really don't want to be messing with the adjustment whatsoever. And if you do, get it on a flat, even surface, put it up against a wall. So whether it's got bricks, whether it's just completely flat, whatever it may be, measure them up against there and then adjust each side accordingly. So it appears that the left side is slightly higher than the right, which isn't too much of a drama, but we also don't want to be blinding traffic on the opposite way. Also, that's what this sucker's for. So we'll bang it back together and see how it looks. So how much better does that look now? It's funny what a set of wheels and headlights can do to a car to help transform it. So we're done for today. We only got 2 more days of isolation before I'm finally going back to work. So thank goodness no more Peppa Pig and Transformers for me. So until next time guys, like always, stay COVID safe, catch up on all the episodes. If you're in isolation, I've got plenty of episodes on the channel, and we'll see you next time right here on Tomo's Tune Ups.